My name is H.A. Goodman, and I'm an author, columnist, and journalist. And to read my writing and to see my latest CNN appearances and my MSNBC appearances, you can go to hagoodman.com. WikiLeaks number 12 is out. The 12th release, the 12th batch of emails is out. And we've learned a great deal thus far, a whole bunch of things about Hillary Clinton that would sink any other campaign. Namely, the fact that she has a private and public position. This is important because she wants people to trust her on the Trans-Pacific Partnership, on ground troops. So the next president is going to have Syria as a huge, huge issue. She's flip-flopped already on those things. Keystone XL, any major policy, you want politicians to have some kind of value system. So when people say, well, everyone has, all politicians lie, that's true. And when people say, well, all politicians have a private and public position, some do, some don't. Bernie Sanders has a private and public position pertaining to breaking up banks. He wants to do that in private and public. That's why people love Bernie. Ted Cruz has a public and private position on building a wall. He wants to do that in private and public. So there are politicians who have ideals. That's what we're lacking in today's political landscape, at least with Hillary Clinton. But I will go ahead. We also know that she sent a classified email. We know from the FBI report that there's a classified file in a server in Romania that emanated from Hillary Clinton's private email server. But getting to the email fiasco, WikiLeaks has received its 12th batch of emails from Hillary Clinton's campaign chair, John Podesta. This brings the total number of emails released to date to almost 19,000. WikiLeaks has previously stated that there are around 50,000 emails in total, with previous leaks exposing the Clinton campaign's cozy relationship with the media. So we know that there was a Politico reporter who basically admitted he was doing something wrong by showing Podesta a pre-published article. It's not just Politico, we have New York Times journalists sending Podesta articles before publication. So the New York Times and Politico are sending Podesta articles and the Clinton campaign articles. The Clinton campaign is calling journalists on the phone and talking to them. And I'll get to an email right now in the latest release. But with previous leaks exposing the Clinton campaign's cozy relationship with the media, its efforts to stop former Democratic candidate Bernie Sanders making the White House, and the long-awaited speech Clinton gave to Goldman Sachs. What planet? Clinton describes herself as a moderate Democrat at a September 2015 event in Ohio, causes some uproar among team in an email from advisor Neera Tanden. Neera Tanden is all over these WikiLeaks. President and CEO of Senate. Okay. Quote, I pushed her on this on Sunday. She claims she didn't remember saying it. Not sure I believe her, Podesta replies. So even John Podesta doesn't believe, and this is an email exchange between Podesta and Neera Tanden. So even Podesta doesn't believe Hillary Clinton. Tanden insists that the comment has made her job more difficult. Quote, telling every reporter I know she's actually progressive. So Neera Tanden is, quote, telling every reporter I know she's actually progressive. So the reporters that aren't beholden to Hillary Clinton know very well she's a conservative Republican on war, conservative on trade, and other issues, fracking. So, quote, it worries me more that she doesn't seem to know what planet we are living in at the moment, she adds. So this is like, it's not like Hillary Clinton's campaign doesn't know. Do you see? The campaign knows that, like, Clinton is completely unaware of a whole bunch of things. Podesta doesn't even believe her. So Hillary's dicey territory. Emails between Clinton's foreign policy advisor Jake Sullivan and Tanden from March 2016 discussed how it was, quote, really dicey territory for Clinton to comment on strengthening quote, bribery laws to ensure that politicians don't change legislation for political donations. So I was reading that one in the latest release. Very interesting. Tandon agrees with Sullivan, quote, she may be so tainted, she's really vulnerable. So again, her campaign already knows. There's like no doubt. Her campaign knows exactly what you know and what I know about Hillary, in that she's completely tainted when it comes to money, foreign donations. She has a weapons deal scandal that the International Business Times broke. This is a huge story pertaining to the Clinton Foundation that people aren't talking about and they should talk about. This is when people say the media is completely biased, and we know from the WikiLeaks emails that this entire election has been rigged because you had New York Times, Politico, and reporters from other and journalists from other publications, major publications, speaking directly to the campaign, Hillary's campaign, sending them articles. But that, when you have a press and when you have journalists and media that work directly with Hillary's campaign, of course, that is the definition of collusion and a rigged election, because the narrative is shaped and voters are influenced by a press that works as a public relations firm. But the issue is, who is talking about the Clinton Foundation and the fact that people or countries were giving money, Saudi Arabia, giving 10 to 25 million and getting huge weapons deals, bigger weapons deals than the prior president. So the point is, the Clinton Foundation, in addition to the email fiasco and the fact that the email issue is never going away, we already know now that a server in Romania has a classified file that emanated from Hillary Clinton's server. That is never going to go away, but who is talking about that at this very moment? It's always Trump as an ogre. That is the problem. Trump is being accused of things that Bill Clinton actually did. But I'll go on. The server scan. So Tandon agrees with Sullivan. She may be so tainted, she's really vulnerable. If so, maybe a message of, I've seen how this sausage is made. It needs to stop. I'm going to stop it. Stop it. It will actually work. So it's basically like the bank robber now designing bank security. So I don't know if you saw the movie Catch Me If You Can, but the gentleman in that movie, he was a, the guy who could forge documents and forge checks and all that stuff. Well, he eventually got caught and then started working for the FBI. So it's like Hillary Clinton, they admit, even her own campaign is like she's so tainted when it comes to campaign finance reform. Let's just say she knows how bad it can be, and she'll end Citizens United because she's actually abused Citizens United. You see? Don't you see how that works? Brilliant. The server scandal. In September of 2015, email exchange between Podesta and Nick Merrill provided, quote, core language to be used in response to questions Clinton could be asked about her server and the decision to bleach emails from it. The emails contained long and short versions of responses for Clinton, quote, because the government already had everything that was work-related. Not true. That is 100% not true. She kept emails. Even after she deleted those emails, 30,000, she kept even more. And my personal emails were just that, personal, not for Hillary Clinton to decide. She's a government official. That's like a Nixon, Richard Nixon, saying, there's 18 minutes of tape, all personal, about yoga. Personal. I didn't see a reason to keep them, so I asked that they be deleted. and that's what the company that managed my server did. And we notified Congress of that back. Okay, first of all, there shouldn't be a company. So you have Platte River with Stone Tier, who actually on a work permit said Clinton cover-up. I believe that was the phrase, something incriminating like that. And the FBI believed it was a joke. Then you have emails subpoenaed from the Benghazi committee. After they're subpoenaed, or after at least Congress asks for them, they're destroyed and bleached. But aside from that, Dato didn't know of Platte River, so she outsourced two tech firms that didn't know of one another, and that both of them thought there was a cover-up going on. That's within internal emails. So she had classified information that she sent them. We know this because she didn't know. She claimed that she didn't know what the C meant in the FBI reports, and she also she relied on the judgment of others for classified information. And a lot of them were retroactively classified. So she had to have sent to Dato and Platte River information that was classified. Another answer is provided as, quote, why won't you say whether you wiped it, quote, after we went through the process to determine what was work related and what was not. You know what the process was? A keyword search. A keyword search. And what was not, and provided the work related emails to state, I decided not to keep the personal ones. We saved the work related ones on a thumb drive that is now with the Department of Justice. And as I said in March, I chose not to keep the personal ones. I asked that they be deleted. How that happened was up to the company that managed the server. Again, so make love to Bernie. Okay, in a September 2015 email, so I can go on forever about that. Hillary Clinton used a private server that was unencrypted for 3 months, according to a security firm that was quoted by Fortune magazine. It was unencrypted for 3 months. To my amazing subscribers below, what does that mean when a private server that contains special access program intelligence and 22 top secret emails and thousands of classified emails? What does that mean if a server is unencrypted for 3 months? Connected to a BlackBerry, the NSA said she could not use. What does all of this mean in terms of cybersecurity? It's no wonder that they're trying to blame Russia for everything, because Russia's a scapegoat. Hillary is a walking cybersecurity risk. Unencrypted server for 3 months with special access program intelligence and 22 top secret emails. Then they go on with Bernie. One of the advisors says, hey, do not attack Bernie, but of course they don't listen. I will leave you with this. This is a very interesting email. And this is from a reporter in the Washington Post. Basically doing the same type of thing. So essentially, I'm running out of time now. I'll wrap this up. Essentially, the Washington Post, Politico, New York Times were working directly for the Clinton campaign. And that is the definition of a rigged election. When Trump does not have those advantages, when you don't have New York Times reporters calling Trump, and you don't have New York Times reporters calling Bernie, you have a rigged campaign. Give me your thoughts below. WikiLeaks 12 is out.